The American Psychological Association is the largest scientific and professional organization of psychologists in the United States, with around 117,500 members including scientists, educators, clinicians, consultants and students. The APA has an annual budget of around $115 million. There are 54 divisions of the APA, interest groups covering different subspecialties of psychology or topical areas. The American Psychological Association and the American Psychiatric Association are sometimes distinguished as the bigger APA and the little APA because of their relative membership sizes. Profile. The APA has task forces which issue policy statements on various issues of social import such as the APA position on psychology of abortion, APA position on human rights, APA position on IQ, APA position on treating homosexuality, and APA position on men and women. Governance. APA is a corporation chartered in the District of Columbia. APA's bylaws describe structural components that serve as a system of checks and balances that ensure democratic process. The organizational entities include APA President. APA's president is elected by the membership. The president chairs the Council of Representatives and the Board of Directors. During his or her term of office, the president performs such duties as are prescribed in the bylaws. Board of Directors. The board is composed of 6 members at large: the president-elect, president, past president, treasurer, recording secretary, CEO, and the chair of the American Psychological Association of Graduate Students. The board oversees the association's administrative affairs and presents an annual budget for council approval. APA Council of Representatives. The council has sole authority to set policy and make decisions regarding APA's roughly $60 million annual income. It is composed of elected members from state, provincial, territorial psychological associations, APA divisions and the APA Board of Directors. APA committee structure, boards and committees. Members of boards and committees conduct much of APA's work on a volunteer basis. They carry out a wide variety of tasks suggested by their names. Some have responsibility for monitoring major programs, such as the directorates, the journals and international affairs. Good Governance Project. The Good Governance Project was initiated in January 2011 as part of the strategic plan to APA's governance practices. Processes and structures are optimized and aligned with what is needed to thrive in a rapidly changing and increasingly complex environment. The charge included soliciting feedback and input stakeholders, learning about governance best practices, recommending whether change was required, recommending needed changes based on data, and creating implementation plans. The June 2013 GGP update on the recommended changes can be found in the document. Good Governance Project recommended changes to maximize organizational effectiveness of APA governance. The suggested changes would change APA from a membership-based, representational structure to a corporate structure. These motions will be discussed and voted upon by Council on July 31, 2013 and August 2, 2013. Organizational structure. APA comprises an executive office, a publishing operation, offices that address administrative, business, information technology, and operational needs, and 5 substantive directorates. The Education Directorate accredits doctoral psychology programs and addresses issues related to psychology education in secondary through graduate education. The Practice Directorate engages on behalf of practicing psychologists and healthcare consumers. The Public Interest Directorate advances psychology as a means of addressing the fundamental problems of human welfare and promoting the equitable and just treatment of all segments of society. The Public and Member Communications Directorate is responsible for APA's outreach to its members and affiliates and to the general public. The Science Directorate provides support and voice for psychological scientists. Membership and title of Psychologist. APA policy on the use of the title Psychologist is contained in the Model Act for State Licensure of Psychologists. Psychologists have earned a doctoral degree in psychology and may not use the title psychologist and/or deliver psychological services to the public, unless the psychologist is licensed or specifically exempted from licensure under the law. State licensing laws specify state-specific requirements for the education and training of psychologists leading to licensure. Psychologists who are exempted from licensure could include researchers, educators, or general applied psychologists who provide services outside of the health and mental health field. Full membership with the APA in United States and Canada requires doctoral training, whereas associate membership requires at least 2 years of postgraduate studies in psychology or approved related discipline. The minimal requirement of a doctoral dissertation related to psychology for full membership can be waived in certain circumstances where there is evidence that significant contribution or performance in the field of psychology has been made. Affiliate organizations. The American Psychological Association Practice Organization and the Education Advocacy Trust, which operates autonomously as a part of APAPO, are 501 entities, separate from APA. They engage in advocacy on behalf of psychological practitioners and healthcare consumers and psychology education, respectively. Upcoming annual conventions: 124th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, Denver, Colorado. 125th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, Washington, D.C. 126th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, San Francisco, California. 127th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, Chicago, Illinois. 128th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, Washington, D.C. 129th Annual Convention of the American Psychological Association, San Diego, California. Awards. Each year, the APA recognizes top psychologists with the Distinguished Contributions Awards. These awards are the highest honors given by the APA. APA Award for Distinguished Scientific Contributions to Psychology. APA Distinguished Scientific Award for the Applications of Psychology. Award for Distinguished Contributions to Psychology in the Public Interest. Award for Distinguished Contributions to Education and Training in Psychology. APA Award for Distinguished Professional Contributions to Applied Research. Award for Distinguished Professional Contributions to Independent Practice. Award for Distinguished Professional Contributions to Practice in the Public Sector. APA Award for Distinguished Contributions to the International Advancement of Psychology. APA Award for Lifetime Contributions to Psychology. APA International Humanitarian Award. Publications. The American Psychologist is the association's official journal. APA also publishes over 70 other journals encompassing most specialty areas in the field. APA's Educational Publishing Foundation is an imprint for publishing on behalf of other organizations. Its journals include Behavioral Neuroscience, Developmental Psychology, Emotion, Health Psychology, Journal of Applied Psychology, Journal of Comparative Psychology, Journal of Experimental Psychology, Journal of Experimental Psychology, Applied, Journal of Family Psychology, Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, Psychological Bulletin, Psychological Review, Psychology and Aging, Psychology of Addictive Behaviors, Psychology of Violence, School Psychology Quarterly. The APA has published hundreds of books. Among these books are the Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association, which is the official guide to APA style, the APA Dictionary of Psychology, an 8-volume encyclopedia of psychology, and many scholarly books on specific subjects such as varieties of anomalous experience. The APA has also published children's books under the Imagination Press imprint, software for data analysis, videos demonstrating therapeutic techniques, reports, and brochures. The Psychologically Healthy Workplace Program. The Psychologically Healthy Workplace Program is a collaborative effort between the American Psychological Association and the APA practice organization designed to help employers optimize employee well-being and organizational performance. The PHWP includes APA's Psychologically Healthy Workplace Awards, a variety of APA practice organization resources, including PHWP web content, e-newsletter, podcast and blog, and support of local programs currently implemented by 52 state, provincial and territorial psychological associations as a mechanism for driving grassroots change in local business communities. The awards are designed to recognize organizations for their efforts to foster employee health and well-being while enhancing organizational performance. The award program highlights a variety of workplaces, large and small, profit and non-profit, in diverse geographical settings. Applicants are evaluated on their efforts in the following 5 areas: employee involvement, work-life balance, employee growth and development, health and safety, and employee recognition. Awards are given at the local and national level. APA style. American Psychological Association style is a set of rules developed to assist reading comprehension in the social and behavioral sciences, designed to ensure clarity of communication. The rules are designed to move the idea forward with a minimum of distraction and a maximum of precision. The Publication Manual of the American Psychological Association contains the rules for every aspect of writing, especially in the social sciences, from determining authorship to constructing a table to avoiding plagiarism and constructing accurate reference citations. The general format of APA is most commonly used to cite sources within the social sciences. General guidelines for a paper in APA style includes typed, double-spaced on standard-sized paper with 1-inch margins on all sides. The font should be clear and highly readable. APA recommends using 12 pt. Times New Roman font. Databases. APA maintains a number of databases, including PsycInfo, PsycArticles, PsycBooks, PsycExtra, PsycCritiques, PsycTests, and Psychotherapy. APA also operates a comprehensive search platform, PsycNeat, covering multiple databases. PsycInfo. PsycInfo is a bibliographic database maintained by APA. It contains citations and summaries dating from the 19th century, including journal articles, book chapters, books, technical reports, and dissertations within the field of psychology. As of January 2010, PsycInfo has collected information from 2,457 journals. History. Founding. The APA was founded in July 1892 at Clark University by a small group of around 30 men. By 1916 there were over 300 members. The first president was G. Stanley Hall. During World War II, the APA merged with other psychological organizations, resulting in a new divisional structure. 19 divisions were approved in 1944. The divisions with the most members were the clinical and personnel divisions. From 1960 to 2007, the number of divisions expanded to 54. Today the APA is affiliated with 60 state, territorial, and Canadian provincial associations. Dominance of clinical psychology. Due to the dominance of clinical psychology in APA, several research-focused groups have broken away from the organization. These include the Psychonomic Society in 1959, and the Association for Psychological Science in 1988. Theodore H. Blau was the first clinician in independent practice to be elected president of the American Psychological Association in 1977. President's positions on homosexuality. Cause of homosexuality. The APA states the following: there is no consensus among scientists about the exact reasons that an individual develops a heterosexual, bisexual, or homosexual orientation. Although much research has examined the possible genetic, hormonal, developmental, social, and cultural influences on sexual orientation, no findings have emerged that permit scientists to conclude that sexual orientation is determined by any particular factor or factors. Many think that nature and nurture both play complex roles. Most people experience little or no sense of choice about their sexual orientation. Conversion therapy. In 1975, APA issued a supporting statement that homosexuality is not a mental disorder. There is a concern in the mental health community that the advancement of conversion therapy itself causes social harm by disseminating inaccurate views about sexual orientation and the ability of homosexual and bisexual people to lead happy, healthy lives. Most mainstream health organizations are critical of conversion therapy, and no mainstream medical organization endorses conversion therapy. The APA adopted a resolution in August 2009 stating that mental health professionals should avoid telling clients that they can change their sexual orientation through therapy or other treatments. The approval by APA's Governing Council of Representatives came at APA's annual convention, during which a task force presented a report that in part examined the efficacy of so-called reparative therapy, or sexual orientation change efforts. The resolution on appropriate affirmative responses to sexual orientation distress and change efforts also advises that parents, guardians, young people and their families avoid sexual orientation treatments that portray homosexuality as a mental illness or developmental disorder and, instead, seek psychotherapy, social support and educational services that provide accurate information on sexual orientation and sexuality, increase family and school support and reduce rejection of sexual minority youth. Same-sex marriage. The APA adopted a resolution stating that it is unfair and discriminatory to deny same-sex couples legal access to civil marriage and to all its attendant rights, benefits, and privileges. It also filed an amicus brief in the federal court case in which Judge Vaughn Walker struck down California's constitutional ban on same-sex marriage. The APA later praised the decision and denied the existence of any scientific justification for a ban on same-sex marriage. In August 2011, the APA clarified their support of same-sex marriage in light of continued research suggesting that the same community benefits accepted as a result of heterosexual marriage apply to same-sex couples as well. We knew that marriage benefits heterosexual people in very significant ways, but we didn't know if that would be true for same-sex couples, said Dr. Clinton Anderson, Associate Executive Director of the APA and Director of the Office on Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual and Transgender Concerns. Anderson would also go on to clarify the association's view on civil unions as an alternative to same-sex marriages. Anything other than marriage is, in essence, a stigmatization of same-sex couples. Stigma does have negative impacts on people. APA Internship Crisis for graduate students. The APA is the main accrediting body for U.S. clinical and counseling psychology doctoral training programs and internship sites. APA-accredited clinical psychology PhD and PsyD programs typically require students to complete a one-year clinical internship in order to graduate. However, there is currently an internship crisis, as defined by the American Psychological Association, in that approximately 25% of clinical psychology doctoral students do not match for internship each year. This crisis has led many students to reapply for internship, thus delaying graduation, or to complete an unaccredited internship, and often has many emotional and financial consequences. Students who do not complete an APA-accredited internships in the U.S. are barred from certain employment settings, including VA hospitals, the military, and cannot get licensed in some states, such as Utah and Mississippi. Additionally, some postdoctoral fellowships and other employment settings require or prefer an APA-accredited internship. The APA has been criticized for not addressing this crisis adequately, and many psychologists and graduate students have petitioned for the APA to take action by regulating graduate training programs.